BWW Investigations.
Of an audible haunting was when my band Stone 58 was practicing in here, and we were recording on cassette tapes our practices, which was normal, and our drummer, rather pious person, he put a brand new cassette tape. We watched him unwrap it and put it in the recording device. And so we finished recording on one side, and he flipped it over and he pressed play instead of record. And this voice came out of it, like brand new cassette, and it said, "Yahweh is not the one."
Oh, really? What did it sound like?
It sounded like that. It was like this deep, guttural.
Yeah. Oh, that gives me the chills.
And that's that religious Yahweh?
Yeah, Yahweh is not the one you love.
Flood here, huh?
In the 20s and the 30s, they had flooding. Before they built the Blvd Dam and the Fullerton Dam, this area was prone to flooding. We had like a river running right along here. And so there were many instances of people drowning during those floods. And they had torrential rains. But in one particular case, the story of a little girl, because we feel that we have a little girl ghost. My employee, I had one male employee that was on a ladder. He got tickled at his ankle by something that wasn't there. And other mediums that have come in, they're like, "Oh, you have a little girl ghost running around." Like I hear it all the time.
Have you heard a name?
I have not. So this little girl drowned in the flood, and this man was trying to rescue her, and I think he drowned too.
Aww.
And but I don't know the exact particulars, what her name was. We don't know if it's her, but it would have been near here.
Yeah.
So it's entirely possible, and it's her or some other kid. You know, a lot of people died in those floods.
And how old is this building?
We believe it was built in 29, although my memory's a little foggy, but that's about right.
Yeah. So it would coincide with the Fox Theater across the street. And the Italian restaurant.
That's probably another hot spot.
Well, the Italian restaurant, that building, it's the shell of a former building that was there. They were in the theater.
Yeah. That's why they said both the restaurant and the Fox Theater.
Okay.
So that would coincide with your side.
Yeah, that's an old building. It used to be a bookstore when I moved in here in 89. Yeah.
How interesting. And so how long have you been in this building?
Since 89.
Since 89. Wow. That's amazing. So have you seen anything move in your store, or have you heard?
Lights go on in the tool room. So in the back, there's a tool room where I keep all my tools and all my extra pieces of wood and different fixtures. Now, one of my medium friends, the guy who was going to join us tonight, Carl, he said that there's a man who lives in there, and that he sometimes helps me with my projects.
Really?
I try to make things for the window. I refinished this. I'm not done yet.
Beautiful.
It was this crappy 80s, finish, and I covered it with wood.
That is gorgeous.
So these are all things that I like to do.
So you think he helps you? Do you feel anything?
That was what Carl said. And he said that this guy sees me struggling with things I don't know what I'm doing. And he sometimes helps me or gives me inspiration. Sometimes I'm just like, I can't do this, because I have limitations to my strength these days.
Yeah.
And so I have a bum arm. I have these designed, and these are 40 pounds. So lifting them up there and trying to install it by yourself.
Yes.
But I did have help with some of it, but I'd be here late at night doing a lot of it, by myself.
There's so much love in this store because of you, because you love it so much.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to do anything else. I know you guys know what that is.
Yes.
Entrepreneurs.
We understand 100%.
Yeah. And this is the...
This is the result. It's such a beautiful store. We love it. I've always loved it. I've always wanted to come here, and I never got around to it, since after high school. And now I'm here, and we feel so lucky and so thankful that you let us come here and investigate, and hopefully we get some evidence.
So I think maybe the ghosts that are kind of creative or like what we're doing, they come Because sometimes the mediums tell me sometimes when we do like Ouija board that we have tourist ghosts, that they know that we're doing something like a spirit circle, and they'll come by and have a chat.
So tell us about your spirit circles and what you offer here.
Okay, so we have this thing once a month called Spirit Circle. It's like a seance, but it's not one person like channeling messages. We read each other. We have these billets, and this is like the spiritualist church would do. And Carl was a member of that, so he's the one who facilitates it. So we pass around billets which have nature words on them, like bird or something. And then each person gets one, and that's their identifier. Then you put it back in the bowl, and you pass them around so that someone else gets your identifier paper billet, and then they read you, but we don't know who is who. So you're reading anonymously,
Right.
And we have a meditation first, and he puts up protection, and so we, people that didn't know that everybody's psychic, they start to get messages. They see things. I mean, we all can sit back and see things, right? Yeah. So it's just,
How
I'm not like some great
wonderful.
medium. Like, we can all do this.
Right.
So you just sit
And
back
that's
and let it come.
that's so true. I told the girls, I said Terri was asking, wondering if we were mediums. And I told her I wish we were, but it's like my sister says, we do all have that one. We get those feelings, and that's what got us started. And we've always had experiences with the paranormal since
Even
we
the
were small.
smallest, little voice that tells you, don't make that left turn, or don't take another step. It's as simple as that, and you'll realize why as soon as whatever event happens.
And ultimately, in the end, we all have the power to change and do better and learn from it. It's just advice, right? And then
It's not set in stone.
right, it's not
Exactly.
set
I
in
like
stone.
that idea that we're in control of our lives.
Right.
And there's not destiny that you can't stop. Things.
Right.
Yeah, it's choices.
But it's good to
be.
be awake, or like everybody saying hashtag woke. Yeah, just be open to everything, because why not? It's all there for us, right?
Yeah. Discouraged from having interest in these things. So I would never tell people what I was seeing. My sister and I had a similar thing, and we didn't even know that we were having the same thing when we were
really?
adults, and we started talking. Remember those voices we used to hear when we were kids? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it sounded like a party happening in the house, but nobody was partying. You would hear glasses clinking, people laughing.
Where was your house at? What city?
It was in Huntington.
Oh.
And it was a 1960 built house that I grew up in.
Uh-huh.
Nothing special about it. It was like your typical like box house,
Right.
with pink appliances in the kitchen.
Right.
And and so we talked about it. I'm like, oh my God, you heard that too? Like, we didn't talk about it because my mom, was a little strict, and
Gotcha.
I would say things sometimes, and she's like, no, that's not true. And then we'd find out later it was.
It was like conversations. Like,
And I heard parties going on. And I don't know why, because it was a farmland before they built the house. But maybe, there was old houses in Huntington from the 20s and before. When I was a kid, I remember we went and took our car to get repaired on a beach somewhere. And there was an old shack out in the distance. And the guy goes, okay, you two kids, go play over there. I was like 5. We go in there. There was a spinning wheel. It was like an old lady. He goes, yeah, she just died, the old lady that lived there. And it was literally a one-room shack. She had a pet skunk. I go, watch out for that pet skunk. And she had a spinning wheel. She had all this apothecary jars, on shelves. And the light was streaming through. And I will never forget that playing in that place all afternoon while I fixed my dad's car. It was such a trip. But you don't think about Huntington, you think of all the modern looking stuff,
Right.
but it was old city.
So what do you guys think these things are that we hear and see?
Their energy of what the person used to be in real life, like I guess when they were alive, their essence still either wanders or I don't know where we go when we die. And that's why we do what we do, because we want to find out where that is, or what place it is, or what does it look like. I don't know about you guys.
What do you think, Terri?
Well, I definitely get a sense both my parents have passed. They visit me sometimes in I mean, it's definitely not every entity is a former person. Sometimes I get a sense that it's just an energy, like you said. But sometimes I do feel like it's a person who wants to communicate. I should mention that I owned a house with my first husband down the street, and it was very haunted.
Oh, here in Fullerton
Yes.
too.
It was on Brookdale.
And what
at
happened?
the end, right next to this river where all these people drowned.
Yeah.
And so the house, a lady had passed away that owned it and was elderly, and we bought the house from her estate. And that house, we would hear the sounds of dishes being washed and water running when nobody was washing the dishes. She didn't do our dishes, damn it. But
You're like, you might as well get them done, right?
like so often, like
Please, lady.
it was a residual haunting.
Interesting.
And then we had one that was more of an interactive. I had two other instances. We had a stove, a gas stove, and I'd have to tape it down with duct tape, the turn, the thing, that knob that would turn on, because every time I came home, it would be turned on just enough for gas to be seeping out. So yeah, it would cause a fire. One time I had a phenomenon happen. I was in the sewing room, which was the front bedroom. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was sewing away, and the fabric next to me, like, I don't know if I have something that's like fabric, but it was just like a pile of fabric, and it started undulating.
Oh,
And
like
it
air
was-
was blowing.
Yeah, but it was heavy fabric.
Wow.
It was like a knit, and it was like piles.
So there was a mass under there.
And so it was like I'm feeling around going, okay, is this window right here causing no air is coming in? I couldn't figure out. So I sat there and I watched it. And I'm like, shoot, guys, come in. So two people came in from outside that my husband and a friend of ours were there, and we all watched it for like 5 minutes.
Get out of here.
And I'm like, that's weird. It was like a snake. So finally I said, what will happen if I rearrange the fabric? I did, and it stopped happening.
Oh.
It was the only time that happened, but it was a trick.
Yeah.
We try to be very respectful because we don't want to scare them off or upset them either. You know, it works both ways. It's mutual respect.
I didn't know. I'm just doing an experiment. Like, what if I refold it? Will it come up again?
Interesting.
I don't know what it was. Never saw it again. I don't know what the purpose was, except to say I'm here.
We just go with our gut feeling and our evidence that we catch with these tools. With all these tools we've gotten. We're creating our own tools, and we're buying a lot of equipment, and just a way for them to be able to play with, you know, like with the bear. Hopefully the little girl is here and is attracted as a trigger object for her. And we have our noise, look, our white noise, PSB7. We got the tape recorder and some motion sensor lights here as well. So we're gonna see what we get. And everything we get here, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it all.
When I was younger, I had a coworker appear as a full body apparition next to my bed. That was
Wow.
crazy. He died in a motorcycle crash. And 2 weeks the day and minute that he died, which I didn't know at the time that it worked out that way. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 4:30 a.m., which is when he died, and looked over to the right, and he was there in the same outfit he left work in, because I worked with him. And it was this red leather motorcycle outfit.
Oh my God.
And he had his helmet, and then he didn't have his helmet on. He said he was trying to tell me something. He was like, but his words wouldn't come.
They wouldn't come out.
And I just sat up and I said, go away. Because I was like, I didn't believe in ghosts. What is this thing?
You didn't know, yeah.
And he was a friend of mine, so I feel terrible. And after that, I was like,
You didn't know. You didn't know.
You know, feel good about having told him to leave. But he was trying to tell me something.
Oh.
And I had a boyfriend at the time that rode bikes who was an alcoholic, and we used to ride, and sometimes he wasn't. Yeah, and I have a feeling it was a cautionary message. And we broke up shortly after that.
But how special that he went to. So, girls, are you guys ready for our investigation?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Now, the most activity is in the back room, just so you know.
Okay, we'll go back there.
That used to be an answering service. And so there's like 100 phone lines coming in through the back.
Oh my God.
It's really a trip. And this was an ice cream parlor at some point and a Chinese restaurant called the Lowe's Cafe.
Ooh.
And a friend of mine actually right now is researching. He went to the library where they have like this, some sort of registry that would list every business that's occupied the space.
Oh my God.
Which I've been meaning to do and just never did. They're only open Monday nights. Terrell class is every Thursday, and then Carl reads tarot here once a month, and I read tarot randomly for people. And
hi everybody, we're here at Ipso Facto, and we're about to start our investigation. We've set up a couple of sensor-sensitive items, like this one here as the teddy bear. The lights are sensitive to sound, but can also react to movement, because some movement will have sound as well. And then we have these lights that are also sensitive, and I'm going to set it here. Okay, and then we also have one over here. Want to follow me? Car, please. It's down here. It's on the floor. So if we see these go off, it means something passed by them. Whatever that may be. We also have this camera set up over here recording, and it's at setting. The setting is to record over to the laser grid.
the laser grid, okay.
So that's gonna get that.
Do you want me to turn off the background lights?
Oh, yeah, which one's that?
See how it's illuminated back there?
Oh, yeah.
I can turn that off.
That'd be perfect.
And we have Diana, and we have Terry.
She's turning off the light in the restroom so it could be darker in here, and the lights will do their job. First, we're gonna just stay where we're at, not move, because obviously of the sensors that will be turning on as we go by.
What's causing that glitter on the ceiling?
That's a laser grid.
Oh.
That we watch out for to see if there's any movement. Anything goes by that laser grid in front of it, you'll be able to see movement. You want to turn off the fan?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, please. Because that way,
Noise.
Yeah,
and movement.
noise and movement.
Right. Gotcha.
But this location, as you will hear in the video, may have some bit of paranormal activity, and that's what we're here to either find out or debunk. We'll see what happens. We're having Terri turn off the fans, so that way that won't affect the sound and the laser, and also the see the grid. As soon as you see something move, see how the little lights, see the light, how it turns with the shadow of the fan. You see the movement there. So if anything, you see anything, let us know. As soon as the fan stops, there shouldn't be any movement on the laser grid.
I gotcha. I hope I hit it right, or maybe I didn't pull it enough.
So get comfortable where you're at, girls, because we're not gonna move. We're not gonna speak. No whispering, and we're gonna start with a digital recorder. Diana has it in her hand, and I'm holding the K2 meter, which will show EMF. If we see this light up to anything other than the green, that means there's EMF coming near me. Okay. You getting the teddy bear?
Mm-hmm. And as far as electrical systems and things like that, there's no electricity in the cabinets or anything like that?
Everything's turned off.
All the
Okay.
lights are off.
Except for the cash register, because I haven't finished balancing the register.
Okay. No problem. As long as it's away from the K2 meter.
Yeah. As
Mhm.
long as it's away from me. Hi. We're the Sisters Wood, and we're here visiting Terri at Ipso Facto. Is anyone here that would like to say hello to us? Terri tells us there may be a little girl in here. If there is, what's your name, little girl?
what do you like to play with in the store?
We brought you a little bear. We call him Parababes. You see him up there? I'm pointed at him. He's got lights all around him that can feel you or hear you if you talk to him. You want to say hello? I'm going to put him on the floor for you because I know you might not be able to reach him up there. So I'm going to put him on the floor. And we're going to stay quiet for about 10 seconds. And if you like to play with him, feel free. Okay, ready? Here we go. What do you think about the bear? Looks like it lit up quite a few times there. Were you touching him? That's the background is
Motorcycle.
car going by, motorcycle going by. I'm gonna leave it on the floor so you can play with him, okay? I also have this here. It's a box that lights up with different colors.
Just like the bear.
See? I'm gonna hold it in my hand. Would you like to come and say hi to me or play with me? You don't have to be afraid. My name's Cassandra and I love kids. I'm pretty good with them, right, sister?
Yeah.
So you feel free to come play with me or the teddy bear. I'm going to stay right here for 10 seconds. If you would like to come and touch my hand or my arm or this machine. Right here, it's a little black box. Okay, ready? Go. That's okay. I know it takes a lot of energy to come up to me and touch this box. I'm going to leave it right here. Okay? See, when you touch it, it'll turn on. It'll also read your energy. So feel free to play with it when you like to. If there's anyone else here besides a little girl. Can you tell us your name and speak loudly into this digital recorder? This box, this small box, will be able to hear you.
See, it has an orange light.
What's your name?
How old are you? Do you play with anybody in the store when they're here?
We heard a noise in the background.
That's probably next door.
Maybe next door.
Yeah, likely. They haven't left yet.
Is anyone else here with us? If you can shout out your name. My name is Carmen. We have Terri, Diana, and Cass here. We're friendly.
Feel free to touch the lights, play with the bear, even touch one of us if you like. Don't hurt us, but you can touch us and we'll feel you.
And if you want to say anything, you can say anything into the box.
Do you like hanging out here at Ipso Facto? Why do you hang out here with Terri?
Do you like shopping for clothes or jewelry?
Do you like it when people come here? If you have a message for any one of us or anyone that will be watching this video, this is a bunch of cameras are recording now and we'll be able to watch you or hear you later. If you have a message for your friends and family, say it now, okay? Scream it really loud. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. thank you. If you said something, we'll be able to hear it later as we check our recordings. If you notice, there's green lights on the ceiling. They look like stars. You want to go by them? We'll be able to see when you go in front of them. Those people walking by.
Yes.
There's also a light that feels motion on the floor. If you walk by it, it'll turn on. You want to try it? Go ahead, don't be afraid. Just walk right by it. Okay, thank you. Now we're gonna try a different way to communicate with you. We have this little box here, and it's attached to a speaker. It'll amplify your voice. Okay, so we're gonna turn off the digital recorder now. Diana will turn it off, and we're gonna start with the PSB7. So.
Do you want to do any of this in the back room as well?
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna go over there too.
Okay. And try the dowsing rods?
Yes.
I have a set with them.
Yeah, copper?
Yeah, copper tips, but this is completely copper.
Uh-huh.
Bluetooth mode.
Okay.
I started with them straight. So
Are you communicating with us?
I'm just saying, let me know if you're here kind of thing in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
They do read your mind.
Yeah, I'm turning on the magnetic tape, the cassette tape recorder. Okay, you guys comfortable where you're at? You might want to hang out over here so you can rest. So I know you get tired.
If anyone is here with us, can you please cross the rods inwards? All you have to do is tap them. And that lets us know that you're here.
If you know who is holding the dowsing rods, can you point to Terri? Just swing it around.
Take yours now. I don't want to do anything. Oh my God, you're all awesome.
If you're a man, can you please cross the dowsing rods? If you're a woman, can you swing them around the opposite way? If the young girl is here, you can play with the little rods in Terry's hands. You can cross them, you can push them away from each other, anything you want to do.
If you're here and you're listening to us, do you know if you've ever walked through a wall and don't know why? Cross them if you don't know why. There's people talking in the background. You see, you're trying to move the rods. Can you cross them? They're having a hard time. I think it is trying to move. Like, how are you holding them, Terry? Holding them down on the thing?
I've got my hands totally open, so I'm not grasping. I'm just in.
Is the rod resting on your fingers?
Yeah. Oh, looks like we've got something.
There they go. Good job. Yes, you did it. Thank you so much. I know that takes a lot of energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any effort is very much respected. Thank you.
Do you want to say your name? If you scream really loud, we'll be able to catch your name. Thank you. I'm turning on the digital recorder again for Terry. We have 2 boxes that can record your name. Can you say your name, please? Really loud. We'll be able to hear you. Thank you.
So we have another question from the audience.
You want to ask one, Terry?
Sure. I guess I want to know if you are the little girl that drowned in the river there. Mm-hmm. Are we sounding? Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. So you are the little girl? What is your name, little girl?
If your name starts with J, can you confirm by crossing the lines? I got a J name, but I don't know.
J. Thank you, J. Okay, let's play a guessing game. Let's try to guess your name. I'm going to guess. Is your name Julie? Thank you for crossing the rods. Does that mean yes? Your name is Julie? Thank you.
Julie, what color is your hair? Can you cross the rods if it's brown?
Not brown.
Do you have red hair? Can you cross the rods if you have red hair?
So what's left? Blonde?
Brown hair or blonde?
Yes, blonde.
Oh, do you have yellowish blonde hair?
I think we have. Answer.
Yes. Well, thank you for letting us know that.
That's me walking around and setting up the grid.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Julie.
Julie, don't be afraid of the lights. This is just so we can see you if you let us.
We're all friends here. You can come play with us.
We were little girls once as well. And when I was a little girl, I used to like playing with dolls and bears. Do you like bears? If you like bears, cross the rods.
Ooh, that's a fun toy. Do you like playing with Terri when Terri is here all the time?
Are you about 8 years old?
Do you like playing dress up? Most girls like playing dress up. Terri has a lot of things here. What do you like? Dresses?
Yes. We love dresses too. Julie, can you cross the rods and tell me if you have seen a light near you at any time? You have. Thank you.
Have you seen your mom and dad at any time?
Yes. Oh, wow.
That was a strong one, huh?
Yes.
Good job, Julie. Thank you.
Thank you. Julie, do you enjoy playing with the bear here?
Oh, good. Yes, you do. Okay, I'm gonna put it here next to the rods. We're gonna be really quiet so that you can use the bear to communicate with us. We're gonna be really quiet, okay? But when you touch the bear, it'll just see the lights, they go crazy. And he loves it. His name's Parababes.
And you can pull on his paw.
When you're ready, you can go ahead and touch him, okay? We're gonna be really quiet. Move stuff away so you can reach him. Okay, you ready? Okay, Julie, play with him. Make the lights go crazy. Oh, good job. You held him for a while. Wow, look at that.
Julie, do you want to give us a hug? You can cross the dowsing rods if you want to.
She's holding on to the bear. It's the way the bear works. It's it lights up when there's, see that? But when it's held on, the lights stay on, or they go off if there's no movement or sound. I'm thinking it's turning off and on right now because the cars are going by. When it holds the light, that's something else. Good job, Julie. Terri loves having you here. I'm going to put the bear back on the floor so you can play with him, okay? You'll be right here. You touch him and play with him all you want. We're going to start a PSB session.
We invite anyone else who was here besides Julie to talk with us.